Good morning. It's Vijay here. Welcome to a special broadcast on the pre-Muhurat trading. Uh, so today we will discuss. Before we that, I wish every one of you a very happy Deepavali. Last year has been tough, but I think we have crossed the hump, and hopefully the year which begins today, the Hindu calendar year 25-26, should be much better than last year as per analysis and as per history. So welcome to this special session. And let's, before we go to the relevance of Muhurat trading, let us just talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday, the markets took off and they did very well. Nifty and Bank Nifty and Sensex, every one of them closed at 1 year high. Actually, Bank Nifty closed at an all-time high. So that is very good. We are now, as far as Nifty is concerned, the question is whether we will hit 26,000 today or some time in the near future. Please note that today's session is just 1 hour between 1:45 to 2:45. Tomorrow is a holiday and the real action begins from day after tomorrow. Now, whether is Muhurat lucky or is it just a gamble or is it does it tell us something for the future? We will just discuss it at the end. And what has been the history of Muhurat trading also? I have some data, interesting data, which if you wait till the end, you will get that. So broader markets also did well, but still the advances were not that great. It was 2:1. One would have expected better. But in today's time and space, this is whatever we get, we will take with both hands. And what is interesting is also the FIs have now rapidly started cutting their short positions. So now we are moving towards equilibrium. We are at 81 short to 19 long. Equilibrium would be somewhere around 60 long to 40 short, or somewhere 55 to 45. We've got some more distance to go. So there is a good chance that the market will continue to go up. And today should also be a good day based on what has happened globally. Yesterday, we saw Reliance after a long time leading the rally. Reliance has moved nearly 8% in the last few days. So that augurs well for the markets. ICICI Bank did not do too well based on the results, but HDFC Bank did well. And a lot of mid-sized banks have now started firing big time because of the RBL bank issue, where the Gulf investor has put in a lot of money. So, and there is some private equity investment, an investor interested in Federal Bank. So a lot of banks went up. DCB Bank went up, I think, 15%. So did many other small-sized banks like EU Small Finance and so on and so forth. So that is as far as the banks are concerned. IDFC First Bank also, after a long time, it has started moving up. I think probably the worst is over in that. So that will be an interesting thing to look at for this Muhurat. In fact, banks could be something interesting for the next few weeks to months, but we never seen the mid-sized and small-sized banks leading the rallies. So we have to be a little bit cautious. Yesterday, FIs bought again at around 800 crores. DIs bought 2,500 crores. So we are now having good amount of institutional interest in the market. USA, yesterday, US did very well. All three sectors, that is, all three indices, Dow Jones, S&P, and NASDAQ, none of them went to a record, but they did very well. US stock futures are also in the positive, and Apple and Nvidia were really the big gainers today. Bank shares also surged, and this week we have Netflix and Tesla, so that will probably drive the markets. So Europe was concerned, Europe was extremely good, led by DAX with 101.8%. CAC was up 4.4, and FTSE was up by 0.5%. Uh, Asian markets are all bullish, especially Japan. Japan has got a new prime minister announced in the last 1 hour. So Japan is now on an all-time high and flaring up. But please note, this Japanese prime minister, the lady prime minister, is a mirror image of Trump. So she will be a hardline as far as nationalism is concerned. And I think she's a protege of the previous prime minister Abe, who was a proponent of easy money. So you may see a lot of easy money coming out of Japan. So that may lead to further global rally when US started reducing interest rates, and there is a possibility of QE there. So beginning now to the next 3 to 6 months, I think a lot of money is there in the market. So whether fundamentals really just justify or not, you may see liquidity driven rally. Some of it will seep into Indian markets this time, I suppose, unlike last time when there was liquidity rally globally, but we didn't get anything. So that is as far as the Asian markets are concerned. Kospi is up 0.8%. Australian market is up 0.7%. Hang Seng is up 1.8%. Everything very looks very hunky dory. So as we get into the Samvat session, the new year Samvat session, 2082, just let's review what happened last year. Last year, India was one of the worst markets globally. The large among the large markets, it underperformed really badly. We only went up by 7%, and the last 1 week has pushed us up from 5% to 7%. Otherwise, we were for a long time negative year on year. On the last few days to weeks, we have gone into positive territory, and we are at 7%. FIs were heavy sellers. They sold about 3.13 lakh crores worth of shares, and DIs bought double the quantity. Yet the markets did not go up. DIs bought 6.86 lakh crore worth of shares, yet the market never went up. So you can imagine just money from DIs alone will not push the market up. We need sentimental buying from FIs. Sentiment of FI buying will push the market up. Now we do not know money is money, but somehow that is what the facts show. Small caps and mid caps underperformed. Nifty small cap index was down actually by 2.2%. Nifty major gainers were Bajaj Finance went up by 57%. Maruti Suzuki and Interglobe Aviation also were the two big winners. Top Nifty losers were Trent down by 30%. TCS and Tata Motors were down by 20%. Among mid caps, L&T Finance was the biggest gainer with 83%. And in the top Nifty, small cap losers were Tejas Network, Brainbees, and Jindal Saw, all down by over 40%. PSU Bank surged 17% during the year. Indian Bank, Canara, and PNB all went up by more than 20%. Nifty IT index was down by 13%. TCS, Oracle Finance, and Infosys were shed over more than 37%. Bad year for IT, no, not bad, actually good year for PSU banks, not so good year for the broader market, especially for the small cap. So now what is the significance of Muhurat and what is this Muhurat trading? Though we are now in the 150th year of BSE. BSE started in 1875. Till 1957, there was no concept of a Muhurat trading, and only in 1957 it started. So for the first 82 years, there was no Muhurat trading. Now we have had the Muhurat trading. Today's Muhurat trading will be the 68th time that we'll be having the Muhurat trading. 1 hour. Usually it used to be held in the evenings. This time they pushed it to the afternoon. So generally, what this was in the past was it was a day where the families of the brokers used to come to the exchange, exchange pleasantries, greetings, and just have a session just for 1 hour. Nothing much used to happen, and FIs also used to not participate. I don't know whether they'll participate this time. Institutional activity used to be low. It was only broker to broker, and those days before 1995 we had floor based trading. So while the brokers knew each other, the assistants knew each other, the families never knew each other, so they used to come and celebrate. It was a celebratory occasion with a little bit of business thrown in. That is what was generally there for the first few years, for the first 30 years. And then it went up when the what is that online trading came. That also slightly came down in terms of celebration, but still there is some sort of celebration at the BSE every year. So this time also you will see something like that. So how has the market performed during Muhurat? Generally, the mood is upbeat during Muhurat session, like it is today, and markets generally tend to open higher. There is some sort of selling at the higher levels, and they close somewhere near the low of the day many times, but it's still in the positive territory. So if you look at it, I'm just looking at data from 2015 to 2024, 10 years. Out of that, only 2 years the market has closed in the negative. Typically for Sense Nifty, we have had a 0.4% gain. Usually it opens with a gap up I think that same thing will happen today, because based on global numbers plus our FI numbers, plus there is no bad news overnight. Like Trump has not said anything about India, so therefore we should expect a gap up open. Whether we'll beat the average of zero point 0.4, we have to see. But generally, it has been less than 1%. Nifty has not gone up more than 1% in the last 10 years. So, what about Nifty mid cap and Nifty small cap? Nifty mid cap has been faring better than Nifty. Last year, for instance, it was up by 0.7%. The average, if you take for last 10 years, it is up by about 0.5% on the Muhurat day, close to close. Only once in 2017, the mid cap closed in the negative. What about small cap? Small cap has been the best performer. Last year, it went up by 1%. On average, it has gone up by 0.8%. Only in 2017, it closed almost flat. But by and large, small cap does better than mid cap. Mid cap does better than Nifty. So same thing you can extrapolate to the Sensex. So by and large, it is a time of rejoicing. Even in 2008, when the markets were in deep trouble, just leading up to the Muhurat trading, there was a lot of interest in the markets, and that week was a very good week, I remember. So I'm sure everybody will be having a good time today, and some trades are done. Then really no significance about if you buy today, then that is good news, or that is something that's what will happen during the year. There is no such data. But this data which I mentioned is about the mood in the market. The mood is generally buoyant, and this year certainly will be more buoyant than even last year, because last year the market was coming down from the highs which happened in September. So one can expect something good. So we, of course, continue to buy in the market. Today also, we will do some nominal buying in gold and silver and a few metal stocks, and maybe Vodafone Idea is what we are planning to buy today. So we have gold, silver, and a couple of metal stocks and Idea. This is what we have planned for today's buying, because we have been continuing to buy gold and silver for the long term. We are not looking at what will happen today, next week. We are looking till next Muhurat. So whatever you do, I hope it is successful. Thank you for joining me.